Today's episode of Marijuana Today Daily is brought to you by our friends over at ease.com, California's top one-stop website for legal marijuana delivery, as well as an option in Portland, Oregon, and now a national provider of hemp-derived CBD products over at easewellness.com, with ease spelled E-A-Z-E. Good morning, Marijuana Nation. It's Thursday, March 21st, 2019, and you're tuned in to episode 690 of Marijuana Today Daily. I'm your host, Shay Gunther, and I'll be walking you through today's marijuana news and headlines. As always, we have a full and busy day of cannabis news in our hands, so let's jump right into it. We lead off today in the Garden State, where yesterday New Jersey Governor Phil Murphy gave yet another update on how things are going behind the scenes as he pushes to drum up votes for legislation to legalize adult use that will go for a full vote by the state Senate and Assembly on Monday. Unfortunately, it does not sound like things are going well. Governor Murphy told reporters yesterday afternoon that his side did not yet have enough secured votes to win, saying, quote, "This is going to be really close, and the Senate president, the speaker, and I are going to have to lay it out completely to get this thing over the goal line," unquote. We'll continue to keep an eye on this as we advance towards Monday's vote. Keep your fingers crossed. Jumping just over the border to New York, we have another bummer headline, this time with New York Governor Andrew Cuomo announcing yesterday that adult use legalization was being stripped from his upcoming state budget, saying he didn't think the policy change had enough support and that he thought state lawmakers would instead legalize via the legislative process this summer. Governor Cuomo said that New York State Assembly Speaker Carl Hesty thought legalization was better done through the legislative process, which he said hopefully would happen by June. Another good one to read, as there's lots of detail and nuance here. As always, we have all the news we cover linked to on our website at mjtodaydaily.com and on our Twitter account at mjtodaydaily. With our final top story today, we have a headline in need of some disclosure as it concerns one of our sponsors, Curaleaf, which just announced yesterday its latest quarterly and full year earnings, and to break the news that it was entering into a deal with pharmacy chain CVS to place Curaleaf products in 800 CVS stores spread out over 10 states. Curaleaf hemp lotions and transdermal patches will start showing up on CVS shelves later this week. This is a big story today because it's one of those leading indicators of hemp and CBD and marijuana's push into mainstream society. It doesn't get much more mainstream than CVS. I wonder if this means CVS receipts are going to get longer. Those are our top stories for today. It's time for Marijuana Today Daily Headlines Blitz. Before we blitz out in headlines, let's quickly thank our sponsor, ease.com, California's top one-stop website for legal marijuana delivery, as well as an option now in Portland, Oregon, and now a national provider of hemp-derived CBD products over at their new platform at easewellness.com. If you're the kind of person who likes getting exactly what you pay for, then you're going to love being a customer of Ease, which is super strict when it comes to following all the relevant legal cannabis rules and regulations. And Ease extends that laser-sharp focus on compliance to all of their partner dispensaries, so you know you're in for a great customer experience when you order through Ease. And now that easewellness.com is up and running, those of us that don't live in California or Portland, Oregon, can finally experience some of that easy magic for ourselves, with easewellness.com orders showing up in your mailbox just 4 to 6 business days after you order. Wherever you live, the chances are getting better by the day that Ease can be there for you when it comes to legal marijuana delivery. Swing over to ease.com and easewellness.com to browse and order. Thanks again to everyone at Ease for helping make our show possible. All right, time for the blitz. There's some confusion in Tennessee over whether Governor Bill Lee intends to sign a medical marijuana bill that awaits his consideration. WKRN has it that one of the bill's sponsors, State Senator Janice Bowling, said early yesterday that Lee told her 2 weeks ago that he would sign it. But the governor's office said that's not really the case and that Lee continues to be opposed to medical marijuana, putting him in good company with the rest of the 4% or so of Americans who are also against medical cannabis. The Boston Globe has sales numbers for Massachusetts that show the state's adult use cannabis industry getting off to a slower than projected start. The state projected that legal marijuana tax revenue would total $63 million by the end of this June, but as of March 1st, that total was just under $6 million. The reason behind that is pretty easy to see. The state didn't actually allow adult use shops to open up until 4 months after those initial projections assumed they would, and the total number of shops open is also lower. The Massachusetts Cannabis Control Commission has said a number of times that they are satisfied with the pace at which shops are opening. Not a bad story to swing over to for the full read. On Tuesday, state lawmakers in Arkansas passed two medical marijuana bills that tighten up laws for how edibles are sold and packaged. If signed into law by Arkansas Governor Asa Hutchinson, the new bills would ban edibles from being made into any shape that could appeal to children and place restrictions on advertising cannabis in places where kids could see it. Both policies are actually already in Arkansas's rules and regulations for marijuana, and these bills would just codify them into law, so there's not a lot to actually react to here if you do business in the state. Former Colorado Governor John Hickenlooper held a televised town hall meeting yesterday on CNN in which he discussed, among other topics, the legalization of marijuana. Hickenlooper was asked about cannabis and said that he thought the federal government should, quote, get out of the way, unquote, of states that want to legalize marijuana. Fellow Democratic presidential candidate Beto O'Rourke is also on the campaign trail and brought up marijuana himself during a rally in New Hampshire held yesterday. O'Rourke was addressing the nation's ongoing opioid crisis and said that he was in favor of locking up pharmaceutical executives from companies like Pharma, makers of the addictive drug OxyContin, in addition to legalizing adult use marijuana. Pop over to Marijuana Moment for more on this and for video of O'Rourke's remarks. Jumping up to Canada, we have details for how the federal government plans on taxing legal marijuana in its 2019 budget. Starting in May, legal marijuana products in Canada will be officially taxed by their THC content at a proposed rate of 1 cent per milligram of THC. Currently, cannabis is taxed at $1 a gram or 10% of the sales price. Pop over to Leafly to read more on this one. And finally for today, we have a good piece up in Forbes by my buddy Chris Crane, who's a regular and host on our weekly show, Marijuana Today. Chris is a longtime activist and one of the most respected entrepreneurs in the legal marijuana industry, leading up multi-state operator Forefront as president. In his latest Forbes story, Chris beautifully takes down the argument against allowing home grow. It's something that popped up in New York State after the New York Medical Cannabis Industry Association, made up of the state's various licensed medical providers, was found to have circulated information to state lawmakers calling for a ban of home grow. Chris points out how bad of an idea a home grow ban would be, both for consumers and operators, and I'd suggest you open this one up and get the full picture. Those are the headlines and news for the day. I'll be back with you again tomorrow morning with another information-packed episode of Marijuana Today Daily. But in the meantime, if you have any stories to share or feedback to give, zip us an email to headlines@mjtodaydaily.com. And while you're clicking around the interwebs, swing over to our Twitter account at MJ Today Daily and visit our website at mjtodaydaily.com to find links to all the news we cover. Thanks to our sponsor, Ease, and to all of our awesome patron listeners for the support that makes this show possible. To join the illustrious ranks of the patron listeners yourself, swing over to our website at mjtodaydaily.com and click on that big blue button at the top of the page that says Become a Patron. I'm your host, Shay Gunther. Thanks for tuning in, starting your day with marijuana today.
One take, Shay. One take.